My name is Stokley Chaffee, and I am going to be doing an AI-only coding challenge. And I'm going to bring you along for every single step of the way, whether it goes great, whether I fail it. This is an idea I have been thinking about for a while, but Pat over on Starter Bill's story actually gave me the push to actually do it and get it going. And basically what's going to be happening is I am going to create an app using only AI tools. I can only use AI. Don't know what the app is. I have some ideas. I am personally a software engineer. I got my degree in computer science with a focus in artificial intelligence. So I have been coding. I've created apps. I've created software. My main occupation is I'm a professional athlete. So I do play basketball, but on my free time, I do like to code. I think this is going to be a great challenge. AI tools are incredible and they're getting better every single day. My mission with this is to not only show how great these AI tools can be, but to also let everyone know that it doesn't matter if you have coding experience or not. These AI tools can help you build a future for you and your family and build out anything you've ever wanted to do. And to show you that I'm going to be doing this project and not using any of my coding knowledge, as if I am somebody that has never coded before. I'm not going to go through any of the code and code anything myself. With that being said, here are the rules of this challenge. One, like I just stated, I can only use AI tools. I'll just take an idea, I'll put it in ChatGPT, and we'll see what happens from it. Numero dos, I can only work on things while documenting it. Everything I do for this app will be documented, whether that's idea creation, logo creation, coding, marketing, whatever comes to this app has to be documented. Fails, the successes, you know what I'm saying? I want this to be as transparent as possible. And last goal is I can't stop this project. I can't give up on this project until we get at least one paying customer. After that, I'm free to go on to any projects. And this is my start to my own personal channel. So during this project, I will be obviously coding, but it's also going to be more of an insight of, how I get ready for the day, how I get my mind ready, how we get ready to build these softwares, these processes, and these businesses and make money from them. It takes more than just coding knowledge to be able to execute a product, a plan, and put it into action and put it into customers' hands and make them buy from it. It takes a lot of effort and dedication, a lot of mental clarity, a lot of mental work. So I'm definitely going to give you guys the insights to that. I'm excited to get this going. AI is huge. I can't wait to bring you guys along for the journey. First off though, I am an athlete, so I have to keep my main thing the main thing. I'm out here, I'm outside. It's a beautiful day. I'm about to enjoy the sun, get my workout in, and after this workout, we getting straight to the business. So I actually work out at my little community center. I don't need a lot. I just need a basketball court. I just need some weights, and I just need to be left alone. Before I work out, I like to sit down and read. So I'm actually here. The community center has a little pond. This was on the menu. I got a goal of reading 22 books this year. This is my 4th book. Look at this. All these geese right here, but look at the baby ones. They got baby ones. And I know mama geese don't play about their babies, so I'm gonna go this way. I'd hate to fight a goose. I'd hate to fight a goose this morning. I'll take a moment to reflect on the day. I got a journal. I need to journal more. I don't journal as much as I need to. But I'm definitely going to get back to that. And I think the cool thing about journaling is when you go back and you read. Like I went back and read some journal entries from earlier this year, and it's just interesting to see what my mind was in that moment. But yeah, I'll take a moment, read, enjoy this pond, relax, get in my right mindset before I get ready to lift. Crucial. Good workout done. I've been in there for a few hours. I lifted, I shot. I feel good. I feel so good after today. I've been thinking about ideas of what I want to build, and I think I got it. I think I know exactly what I want to build. So let's get to that. I feel like I have an idea of something I want to make, and it will be a fitness iPhone app. I'm going to try to spend less than $100. I already have subscriptions, so those don't count. I don't feel like with the tools of today that you need to spend a lot of money once you start building. I don't feel like it's necessary. I think with these AI tools, you can pretty much get from idea to MVP for free. pretty much, minus the subscriptions and things like that. A lot of you that are going to watch this have never coded before, but I'm going to do this in a way to show you that it's possible. If you don't know how to code, it is very much possible. All you have to do is just have an idea. These new AI tools are elite at coding and creating things, and they're only going to get better. So without further ado, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And before I go to ChatGPT though, let's open Milanote. Okay, Milanote is something I use all the time to mood board, put things in order, etc. I kind of just want to make a note real quick, and this note is just going to be things that I want in the app, right? So let's get rid of this, right? I don't have a name for it or anything, just to show you how much of just an idea this is. But I was just working out today and I'm like, I wish I just had an app that told me what I should do today. Even though there's apps like that out there, but I don't feel like they do a decent job. And if they do, I just haven't found it. And I want to create one. I want to create my own. So something I wanted was AI fitness code, really fitness program where the AI tells the user what they should work on, especially based on their past workouts. So the more a user will use the app, the better the AI could tell it, okay, you've worked on this the past few days, let's work on this, right? So that's one thing. I want the AI to come, like the AI should come up with tailored and daily workouts. And the great thing about AI now is that each workout, the AI could find a video to show the user exactly what they need to be doing, right? That's one. In this, you want the AI should know some metrics about the user to better help tailor the workouts / program, right? What else would be cool would be like a calorie tracker. Because if you working out is half the battle. The next battle is eating and eating right. So it would be really cool if the user could take a picture and get their the calories and macros from the picture, right? It would also be cool if meal plans, whether daily, weekly, etc., based on the user's goals, I would say. Yeah, that would make sense. I think if you just have this would be a very bare bones MVP that you can put out and people will use and pay for just off bat. I think in the future, you can add things like run programs and more vital tracking and even medication if you really needed to. But I think this should be our goal, to get both these working and very smooth. And I think this could be something we push out there first. And then you can add things later. This would definitely be iPhone for sure, because I have an iPhone. I don't have an Android to build on right now. So we want to check with the iPhone. And I feel like the App Store is pretty easy over the Google Play Store from what I've heard. Now I will be using Xcode, but I'm going to be using Cursor as my agent and IDE for the most part. I'll just use Xcode to basically be able to test the app, you know what I'm saying? And this is all I'm going to go with, right? This is like the foundation. If we copy and paste this into ChatGPT and ask it, hey GPT, I want to build an app and I will only be using AI tools. I want this app done in a week, and I feel what we have listed below is a great starting point to be able to put the app out there and get users. We can add other cool features later. So I'm going to talk to ChatGPT like a normal person, right? This is kind of how I would just talk to somebody. If I was talking to someone that I wanted to build this app, I'd be like, this is what I have. I want this done in a week. I feel like for now, this would be a good starting point, and any other, you know what I'm saying? Any other features would be fine to add later, but this is what we want to get out early. Don't want to spend any money. And if an AI feature is needed, please find an open source one. I want to say, give me a PRD, but if you're a coder, you probably wouldn't know what a PRD is. So if I don't know what a PRD is, I would say, implement a program to get this built that I can copy and paste into Cursor. Please break it up in phases so we can check things off as we go and not make any big mistakes that will, I'm gonna say, destroy, right? I want them to know how passionate I am. That will destroy the product later in the build. So it gave me the phase, the first setup user foundation, the fitness generator, AI workout video integration. Interesting. Calorie and meal tracker. Interesting. Save progress in sync. Final step, test and ship. Test on device via Xcode. Set app icon. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it, my boy. But we need this as in-depth as possible. As if I have never coded before in my entire life. I'm just out here. I just want to make something and you gonna help me. This is basically, there's a checklist. I love the checklist. That's gonna be great. It's gonna help us stay balanced. Love the checklist idea. By the way, one thing for sure, I'm gonna talk to my AI with some respect, just in case they ever decide to, you feel me? Good. Your app goal, iPhone app, good. Set up core app structure, fitness program generator, workout instructions, calorie tracker for food image, goal-based meal plans. Perfect. This is what we're looking for. But I feel like I'm done with ChatGPT for the most part. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna copy all this. And we are going to open Xcode. We're gonna create a new project first. We're gonna create a new project, iOS app. We're gonna make an iOS app. Next, and let's just name it fitness app for now, right? Okay, so we have our fitness app. This is the import Swift, so we know we're using Swift, of course. Content view, globe, hello world. So this should pull up a simulation of the 16 Pro right here, right? That copied. I'm actually going to go into our Mila note just to keep track, and we're just going to paste that in there just in case anything happens. What I do want ChatGPT to do is, before we continue, for this whole project, I want you to create a to-do list in order so I can check off important parts of the build as we move through the phases, right? So I like to have to-do lists. I like to know what I need to create. I like to know what I need to do. And I can just ask ChatGPT. So I know once we get all these things done, the app is done. And there might be some things where I don't need 100%, but I'm just gonna copy and paste for now. And we'll also create our own to-do list just to make sure. We'll go to Mila Note and we're gonna create a to-do list. Okay, so that's the AI's to-do list. And I'm going to copy and paste this. We're gonna go to cursor. What cursor is gonna do, we're gonna open a project, fitness app. We're gonna open that fitness app. And now anything cursor does is gonna be made in that fitness app. Okay, I think the best to use is Gemini 2.5 Pro. I love Gemini. Okay, I want to build a fitness app, right? Now I'm going to talk to my agent. Now this is who we're going to do most of the coding and everything with. I want to build a fitness app, iPhone app. Here is the outline. Don't start until you understand and agree with the outline. Ask any questions you may need. And when you're ready, we will get started with phase 1. I messed up. I forgot to paste the thing. Now it's going to examine, it's going to go through. This is fantastic. Well thought. I plan on understanding app's goal, the constraints, and the phased approach. The features align perfectly with creating comprehensive fitness assistant. Before we dive into phase 1, I have a few quick questions to make sure we're on the same page, especially regarding 100% free tools and AI open source tools constraints. Fitness goal options. Phase 1. For the user's fitness goal inputs, would you prefer predefined options? Lose weight, build muscle. See, this is why you ask questions, because I didn't think of that. I would like a mix of both. A modern and sleek way to, I was in India for a month. We want a modern and sleek way to click options, but also add tech if the user decides. Are you planning to explore on-device LLMs? I was thinking more of reaching APIs if there are options for it. If not, we will have to just use an API and factor the cost somehow. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm saying, but the AI will understand exactly what I'm saying. Or we looking for an on-device correlate or the apps and images to a free external service or cell phone. Again, I feel an API call would be easiest and best, but sometimes you can do this, and this is what I do sometimes. What do you think? Do you have a preferred for API like Open Food Facts, or should we aim to curate a small hard-coded database for common foods initially? That's a good question. I personally would want to go the easier route and just use Open Food Facts. The easier route would be Open Food Facts, correct? One thing I know is that MCPs would probably be very, very good for something like this, but we're going to do this completely with APIs and stuff for people that don't understand MCPs yet. We're going to create it that way, and then hopefully we can change it to some MCPs in the future. So maybe that option's best. Or we can experiment with MCPs. Let's see. Would MCPs that are free work best in any of these situations? I want to make this clear to the AI. Also, right now, we are focused on getting the app to work and work well. The UI/UX will come later. We will make pretty later, right? I'm a very firm believer in get it working, make it pretty later. Start it, make it pretty later. Oftentimes, I remember creating a bunch of projects where I began making it pretty and never finished through because the hard part came, and then you have to change a bunch of it just gets complicated. Get the bare bones working, and making it pretty is the fun part. You can do that later. Let's see what it said. I process your configuration that all makes sense. Fitness goal design a UI that allows selecting from common goals and also provides perfect AI models. We prioritize finding and using free APIs for these. This is the most practical approach for a mobile app and given the time frame. If we hit a roadblock and purely free API meet our needs, we can revisit this, but the goal remains no paid APIs if possible. Yes. Pexels API. I don't know what Pexels is, so it'll be interesting to see. Have already created. Let's get to building. Implement the code. That's all I'm gonna say. This said looking forward to building with you, and I kind of ignored it, but it know my heart. The problems I see with this is the API keys. I see like the API key is gonna be a big deal. And I also feel like the actual calorie tracker with the picture will be a big deal. I think we're gonna start with just taking a picture and getting the calories from the picture, and hopefully AI can take it from there. But if there's ever a way we can just do it live to where they're here as they're taking the picture, the AI is able to tell it exactly, that would be perfect. But that's the future. Now this is doing all types of code, and I'm having it on just run. I'm just having it, letting it go. You can read this if you want. I tend to. So I created a user data class. Do a little teaching here. If the class is user data, is basically saying all these things in this are what create user data. So the user data class would mean it will have the age, the weight, the height, the fitness goal, and the custom fitness goal, and all that is in the one, which means user data. So you can see it right here, actually. Now I'm not going to code, but I'm going to show class user data, observable object, user weight, boom, 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 boom. It gave us the user data class with a check to make sure that their profile is complete. That's interesting. Form for users to input their details. That's nice. So this is how they input their details. Workout views.swift, meals views.swift. So these are basically placeholder Swift UI's views. So basically each section of the app, they put a placeholder. So if we go workouts view.swift, we'll see it, but it'll probably just be blank, but at least the page is there. Each wrapped in a navigation view for now. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Fitness app.swift, the main app entry point. And now initializes user data as state object and injects it into the environment so all views can access it. This is basically saying that the app, once you enter, it takes user data, and every page and everything in the app can view it, and that environment can view it. So it's not like you need to go to Meals view and re-enter it, right? Content view, this view now acts as a router. If user data is complete, is false, it displays the profile input view. So basically, if there's no user data, it displays goes back up here and displays the view for them to enter their data. If true, it displays tab view with fewer tabs. So this is basically saying if the user has inputted his data, then there will be a page. Then they can basically use the app. Here's all the pages that have workouts, the meals, the tracker, and the profile. If they don't, then they'll just get that page. So we're going to accept all these. It did it that fast. We're going to go to Xcode. We're going to use iPhone 16 Pro Max. There's the hello world. It didn't implement any of this. So with the simulator, this is basically where it's going to pop up. When it's time, it'll pop up here.
Yeah, okay. So when we run this, it just says hello world, and that's the only issue that is the fact that this just isn't taking in the new code that Cursor did. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close this. And I'm going to speed this part up because I ran into a weird issue where the changes I was making in Cursor, or the AI was making in Cursor, was not being transferred over to Xcode. And I think it was because me starting the folder and having to do with it being in iCloud and regular and not being fully uploaded. The fix was basically create a folder inside of a folder or create a new folder. And that's what we did, and it ended up working out. So weird bug, but it got fixed. What we did do is let's try this build. Let's test it out. Let's run it and test it out, which means we should be getting our simulator popping up here, which is right here. So if you never use the simulator, it basically just an iPhone right there on your screen. So you can test things out. So as you can see, this is a blank iPhone. It should build our fitness app right here. And we got what it said we got. We have a profile. Age 28, weight 220, height 6. Okay, it kind of just went on to the next page before I finished. But it has the profile, it has the workouts, it has the meals, it has the tracker, and it has your profile. Not bad. Has a drop down, so I can improve cardiovascular health. Nice. Increase flexibility. Nice. Maintain fitness. Nice. Others, and you can type a custom goal. Be a star. You feel me? Get the ladies. I don't know what that's gonna mean in the future, but that's the goal. I'm 6'9", so I can't put it in for whatever reason. I think when we want to make this look good, we change drop downs or scrollers just to make it look better, but it's working. We have the first bare bones of the app. Now, I think what would be good to do is there were many small bugs. One being the app let me in before I fully inputted my details. Oh, no, it actually did it. So I know what happened. App let me in as soon as I typed in the last bar, not allowing me to finish my details. The user should have to confirm details before being sent into content view. So what's happening is that check that we talked about earlier, it is just checking to make sure the fields are inputted. So once I had something in each one, it automatically sent me through. When it should be, I enter my fields however I enter them, and then I should put confirm, which then sends me through. But I do have a question. My question is, should we be utilizing something like Superbase, or is it Firebase? Firebase. Is that necessary? Right? And I only know this because I've coded, but if you didn't code, you probably wouldn't know this. But I'm going to say, I'd imagine we need some type of database on the back end and can't just rely on local storage. So I'm going to ask if we need to do that. There are obviously a bunch of other problems with this. Actually, not too many problems. Like, this was really it. It did its job. We'll change this stuff, but that's good. And we'll go from there. And it's easy. You just talk to them and it just does its thing. You talk to them like a person. You've brought up 2 excellent points. Fix it a premature transition, but you're absolutely right. The app shouldn't transition as soon as the last field is typed. We need to explicitly confirm for the user. Yeah. This is basically saying exactly what I said. The compound property in user data became true the moment all required fields had any text in them. That's an easy fix. It seems the fitness AI app directory or its contents might have been removed or are not in the expected location. This is unexpected as we just created those files. Could you please verify the fitness app folder? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy. Let's see. I'm just going to put the path in there and see if that helps it. Now, hopefully it won't cause any futures in a problem. It won't cause any futures in a problem. See? This is what Fasten do. It won't cause any problems in the future. And we just copy the directory, let the AI know where the files are that are going to be affected, and keep it going. Again, I'm not writing any code. Recommendation for now, let's stick with app stores for phase 1 and likely phase 2. Our immediate goal is to get the core functionality working within the 1 week constraint. This is what I'm talking about. Let's stick with app stores for phase 1 and likely phase 2. Great, we get it working, and then we can add the stuff on the back end. Okay, we will definitely, I know we'll need databases, so we'll put that. But like you said, we can work on that after getting the core functionality. Shouldn't be difficult to add. All right, so we're going to talk to him like the homie a little bit. We ain't going to, I'm going to talk to him right. Talk to him right so he do right, We should give him a name. Drop down in the comments what we should name him. But I do want to make it a point. that once functionality is there, we really need to have A1. I need A1 from the day one security and back-end processes, right? That's good. Once you make a change here, once you do whatever you need to do and you want to test, here's what you do. You make the change on cursor. You accept all files or accept the ones you want. Most of you just going to hit accept all. That's perfectly fine for now. Then you come back to Xcode. Xcode is where everything's being ran. You can stop it and then run it again. These should have had changes made to them. If this did not have the changes made to them, I'm going to be upset because these files are not working. Perfect. Okay, so as you see now, we have the 28.26.9 select goal, build muscle, other specify. I like how that's keeping there just in case I accidentally click off. And now we hit save profile, which should push us through. Perfect. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now, when we do this, we're going to want the name, email for making the profiles, but this is going to work for now. This going to work. It's going to work. Hey, it's going to work. Hey, it's going to work. Look at the shoulders. Okay. Let's move on to phase 2. Before we move on, please tell me if you understand and ask any questions you might need to know to make sure we have a great and working AI fitness generator. What's the word I'm looking for? I need a little feng shui, your input. I think that's a good word. That's always a good word when dealing with tech. Your input on features to make this great would also be appreciated. I know we have a very basic what we want to build out and have done, but AI may come up with a nice, easy implementation that takes it from one to the next. Okay, we have about 30 to 45 more minutes of working on this. So I'm hoping we can get this page done for this first episode. We'll see what we get. That's kind of the goal today. This is one of my favorite parts because the AI always asks really good questions. And even if it's like a tedious question, it's great to answer because the AI, the more context and the more information AI has and the more details, the better it can create an output. So I always, pro tip, always ask the AI to ask questions for anything it may need before it starts building. Because if you can answer its questions, say, listen, which approach should we prioritize? Let's prioritize APIs. APIs. Is DeepSeek or Llama or OpenRouter good options? I feel like OpenRouter is paid, but they might have free options. I don't know if Gemini is free. I don't think it is. I don't think the API is free. I think the service is free. API is probably not free. Enhancing personalization, additional user input to make the workouts truly great and personalized. I strongly suggest we consider adding a couple more data points to the user profile. These significantly impact workout suitability, fitness level, beginner eating. Yes. Yes, but I don't believe all those need to be like, this is what I was just about to say. It would be cool if instead of just having generate workout, the AI took the profile. You should be able to type how you're feeling. So it's like, I'm feeling like I want to get stronger today in my pecs or whatever it may be. I want some glutes today. Or hey, I'm having a tough work. I want a light workout, whatever it may be. Please tailor my workout. I don't believe all those need to be a part of the profile. Instead, before hitting generate workout, the user should be able to type how they're feeling, what they want to work on, cardio or lifting, mood, time frame, availability. Basically, let's see, not weight, we want equipment, like it said. That's a good one, because that's not something you really think about. I mean, it's basically anything they want in a text box, and the AI takes that into account, right? I think that'll be really good. Workout duration, it had that fitness level. So I'm going to say on to that, we should, yes, add more metrics to the user's profile, but also implement the other part I said, right? So yeah, I do understand that the profile itself needs more metrics for the user so the AI can truly understand who it's working out. But on top of that, just because the AI understands who is working out doesn't mean it understands human emotion in that day. And only the human and that person can understand that. So they should be able to type that in or relay that to the AI so the AI can take that into account when training them, like an actual trainer. And there's a lot of trainers that don't do that. Would you be open to adding fitness level and available equipment to the... So we'll leave that and see where it goes from there. Prompt engineering. Our prompt will include age, height, weight, and hopefully fitness level. Here's what I'm gonna say about the prompt. For the prompt, now we must get it right. This is what I'll say, because that's what I would say. And this is how I speak in general. And for the prompt, now we must get it right based on what I mentioned earlier, right? That's all I'll say. Based on, no, okay, stop. So if you ever accidentally send, like I do that quite a bit where I accidentally send, just hit stop quick. Yes, I believe JSON would be best. If you can think of something better, please mention it. But how do you envision the generated workout being displayed initially. A simple scrollable list. I'm thinking video cards. What I want is the user goes through the workout, and as they go through, they can swipe for each part of the workout. They can swipe as completed and see the next rep. I think that'll work for the beginning. Should usually be able to regenerate a workout if they don't like the one provided. Hey, try again. That would be a good monetization thing. Yes, let's implement that now. Yes, I think that would be good. Also, they could type in what they didn't like about the workout, and the AI could change things and add some stuff. Don't make changes. Please tell me if you understand and we on the same page. Same page like a 12 gauge, and ask any further questions. Always do that. Answer as many questions as you can. You get the best results. And it'll help you think about other things. I'm just gonna say, yes, do all you need and search all you need to find the best model, right? I don't really care. Like, I don't care if we use Gemini. I don't care if we use OpenAI right now. I just want it to work and be working well. Once we have cash flow, and if we find that the one we're using isn't working well, we can always switch it out to a paid API. So just find a good one, find a safe one, and that's all we need. What specific field should we add now? My previous suggestion were fitness level. Yes, fitness level is one. Not available equipment, because that can change. Each workout, you feel me? But we do need their name. I think that's good. We just need their name and their fitness level is okay. We will add more important metrics later. For now, we start here. Phase 2, should we aim for? Option A, get the initial workout generation first. Then, as an enhancement within phase 2, if time permits, add the regenerate feature. We can work on regenerate in phase 3 or something. But we want it working first for sure. Make sure I say for sure. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? And let's see what to go for. Okay, this clarified things perfectly. We're definitely on the same page. Here's a summary of our refined plan. User profile updates, name, string, workout display. I have no further questions. Step 1, update user data Swift. I'll add name, fitness level, properties, and with predefined options for fitness level. Perfect, good. Step 2, profile input. Now I add input fields for name and a picker for fitness level. Perfect. Now I'll also adjust the save buttons. Disable state logic to account for these new fields. Nice, good. Has been implemented. Now you should be able to run the app and see these new fields in the profile input screen. The save profile button will only become active once all required fields, including name and fitness level, are filled. While you verify this, I will begin researching it. I'm gonna say go ahead and research while I retest this. Wait, hold on. What is it saying? I'll begin by, do I have to? Yes. So it does do it. I don't think it used to do that before. Okay. So now we're here. We rebuild it. We play it. Build succeeded. We always love a build succeeded. So let's see how this builds. Boom, boom, boom. Now, the only thing is it didn't prompt me to do it again. And I think it's because it already has my information. But as you can see, it has the drop down fitness level, intermediate, advanced, beginner, and it has our names like we asked. So I'm gonna put my name, which is Stiller. We can go with Stiller. My name is Stokley though. But we go Stiller. Be a star, get the ladies. So we got what we need. If we hit save profile, that should save. We can make that cleaner in the future, but here we are. Some things I think about while I'm doing this is if I want to build something, what's stopping me? Before, when you wanted to build an app, it was so hard to not only code it, but to come up with UI, then marketing, and then you have to UX it and all of this stuff. And it's like, now with these AI tools, you can do all of this just by yourself. Like there is going to be $1 billion company ran by one person and all AI. One thing we're going to change here is this is going to be more comprehensive. We want a picture. We're going to want a picture for them. We're going to want this to look cooler, obviously. We would like them to have like, I'm thinking they have like fitness points or whatever. Like they get points based off of the things they finish, their goals. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this, but I feel like we can do something with their fitness goal. The save profile would be cooler. The tracker, the meals, and the workouts. This is what we're going to launch with. The tracker would be, okay, here's what I'm eating. Take a picture, gives you a breakdown of what you're eating. The meals would be, here's your meal prep for the day, for the week, for whatever it may be based off your goals. The workouts, here's your workout for today, X, Y, Z, boom. Yeah. So what API did it want to use? Recommendation. I recommend we proceed. So this is, hey, he think he's slick because he is Gemini 2.5 Pro, but we're going to see what it says. I recommend we proceed with integrating the Google Gemini API using the Firebase AI logic SDKs for phase 2. You need to have a Firebase project. Okay, so this is already bringing Firebase. Did we say we were going to do Fire? We said we were going to do Firebase and stuff in like phase 3 or so, but follow the steps on the Gemini, add Firebase SDK, implement AI calls. We'll add the UI elements, text box yourself, write the Swift code to construct this approach align perfectly with your requirements. What are your thoughts on moving forward with Gemini? Okay, let's see. Is it free? If not, what would be the approximate cost for generations, right? I don't mind it. I know we need Firebase and I know we need an API call. And if we can get these both together, it's perfect. And I think we really need Firebase to store it. Is that why? I can guide, which includes Gemini support to your Xcode. Why does it want to go through using the Firebase AI logic SDKs? I want to ask why. The primary constraint with any free API is the tier rate limits. That means there's a cap on how many requests you can make. I mean, people shouldn't be requesting that much anyway, so they should just be requesting their workouts. Like it's not a personal chatbot. Gemini API free tier has low rate limits compared to the paid tier, designed for development testing for our current build, and this will be fine. What if usage exceed, and if individual your apps becomes very popular and exceeds the free tier's rate limit, then you would transition to the paid tier. That's what we talked about earlier. Per 1 million tokens, yes, 7 cents per 1 million. That's not bad. Okay, now I do have a question. Why do we need Firebase SDK? Right? Explain simply. I don't want this long ass explanation. I want a nice, quick explanation on why we need it. See, that's short. Gemini API is like a special smart service. The AI brain that lives on Google servers. Your iPhone app needs a way to talk to this Firebase SDK. Is like a helpful toolkit and a secure messenger by Google specifically for apps like your easy connection, security, perfect. We need security, official Google way. Google has designed, okay, perfect. Okay, we will move forward with that. Great work. Appreciate you. Always speak to your AI with respect. You never know. Hey, listen, you never know. All right, so we're gonna follow these steps, right? I've never coded before, right? So let's do it like I've never coded. I'm gonna follow these exact steps. Since I can't directly access your Firebase console, I'll guide you through the steps. Please perform these actions on your computer. Open your web browser and go to console.firebase.google, right? We're gonna open, we're gonna go to it, and we're going to sign in. I've done this before, so which one am I on? Okay, perfect. Get started with a Firebase project, right? Is that what it says to do? If you already have a Firebase project you want to use for this app, select it from the list. No, we don't. If you need to create a new project, click Add Project or Create Project. Let's do this. Let's move this here for now, right? So we have it right here. We can increase that. We don't need to look at the code anyway. We're not coding. We're just talking. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with a Firebase project. I may have one running, but we would say fitness, right? We're just gonna call it fitness for now. I hope we can change the name later. Preparing your project, please wait. So as it prepares, as you can see though, it gives you a step-by-step. It knows what to do. The only problem AIs face right now is that they can't actually interact with everything. That's where MCPs come through, and then like the web, the agentic web that's being built, where AIs will actually be able to go and operate. And there are some that can do this. If you ever use Manus AI, or what's the other one? There's another one, GenSpark. Those are really good ones, and they interact with a lot of things. So we created it. Boom, we have a fitness. Accept the terms, add your iOS up to once your project is open, you should see a dashboard. Look for an iOS icon right here. Boom, Apple. You'll be asked for your iOS bundle if you can find this in Xcode. I have this, but let's see. Open your fitness AI app project in Xcode. Select the top level project so we go to Xcode. Right here. Right, we're gonna click here. Boom, here. Then we're targets. Where's targets? Oh, we're already here. Signing capabilities. Perfect. Boom. I don't really have much. The bundle identifier is listed there. Yeah. Boom. App nickname. We'll just call it Fitness AI right now. So now we're building our Firebase. We're getting the app registered. Okay. Now I have to download this. Let's download it. This is going to give us the information we need. So it's definitely next. Okay. Add Firebase. Skip add Firebase SDKs and add in the Firebase console for now. Firebase console will show steps to add the SDK and in initialization code. You can click next and then skip this step or continue console. So hit next. It's going to do, okay, continue console, boom. Enable Gemini API via Firebase logic. Once you're back in the main Firebase console for your project, in the left-hand navigation pane, look for build section. Build, yes. Okay. Click on Firebase AI logic. Let's say get started. You'll be prompted to choose an API provider. Select Gemini Developer API. This is the option that uses the free trial tier and doesn't require immediate billing setup. Following on screen prompts. Enable. I've never done this part, so we'll see. I've never used the Gemini before. I've used OpenAI, and that's pretty easy. That's just a call for the most part. But this Firebase will handle creating, linking the Gemini API key to your project behind the scenes. Continue. It did that? Don't tell me there's no call I need. Please take your time with these steps. Let me know. Okay, we're done. Okay, done those steps. Let's go to the next one. But as you guys can see, like, you don't have to know how to code here. It tells you what to do. And I know how to code, and I haven't had anything where I'm like, nah, we shouldn't do that. Great. Now that the Firebase project is set up and configured, let's phase 2, add Firebase at scale. Open your fitness AI app in project in Xcode. In the Xcode menu bar, select File, Add Packages. So we're going to go back to Xcode, do exactly what it says. Menu bar, select File, Add Packages, Add Package Dependencies. Here's the package. These are like all the products you can choose from, and it's going to tell us the exact ones we need. Find check to one Firebase Vertex AI Beta. Firebase Vertex AI. I don't see beta, but we're going to assume it's the same. Fitness app, yes. I'm going to add Firebase AI just in case. If we don't use it, at this point, try building and running your app on a simulator or device. It should compile and run without any errors. If the Google service info playlist file is correctly placed and the SDKs are added, you won't see any visual changes yet, but this step confirms that Firebase is initializing properly. You might see some Firebase related logs in your Xcode console. All right, let's accept. Let's go here. Let's hope it runs. If this runs, that's perfect. That's so perfect. It's looking good. Build succeeded. Let's go. As you can see, man, like, what have I done that nobody that doesn't have a computer that can type can do? I literally haven't done anything special. If you have an idea, you can make it work. I promise you. Oh, I see. But basically it's going to tell me this isn't named correctly because I added that. All it needs is that. Go launch it again. See what happens. The build is succeeding. So the app itself works. But again, we need to make sure the Firebase is working on the backside. And I think that name change is going to fix it. Okay, it ran. It's fine. We're here. We're there. I think that's exactly what we wanted. I don't see any error codes. That name change took away that error code. We'll move on to build is successful. We are all good to go. He's doing an amazing job. Let's get this out of here though. Let's bring this back up. Stiller. This is Stiller. Excellent. Firebase is ready now for the core of phase 2, making workouts generate workouts. Okay, this is going to code into its thing. Define the workout plan struct. Let's create a simple Swift struct to represent the workout plan we expect back from the AI. This will help with parsing the JSON later. We'll base it on the JSON structure we discussed. Good. It's going to basically tell it what we're looking for. And again, you just let this go. You can do this, do some stuff, let it run, do something else, let it run. I have a Rubik's Cube I do sometimes. If I'm not working on anything else, I work on a lot of things though. So watch YouTube videos, whatever it may be. You can do anything you want. But look, that fast, like, this is incredible. That fast. It's amazing. So it said all this is implemented. Let's see what it implemented. Here's a summary of what's changed. Imports environments. Imports Firebase, Vertex, states, variables, sessions, generated plan, okay. Workout response. This defines the JSON structure. Perfect. UI logic. Its loading is true. It shows a progressive view. I think it just added a loading symbol. It's not nil. It displays the workout details in a list. It gives them in a list. Otherwise, it shows a form with the text editor for session input and generate workout button. If we have any issues, I'm just going to copy and paste them and send them right back into the AI. The build succeeded though. Like the AI is killing it right now. We haven't had one issue besides one that I caused myself. AI workout. Look at this. More cardio, focus on legs, 30 minutes, body weight. Let's say I'm a little tired today, but want to work my shoulders, right? Let's hit generate workout. Error failed to generate parse workout. The operation couldn't be completed. So here is our error. And the good thing is it's an error on the server side. So it's not an error on the app side, which is good because we can probably get that fixed pretty fast. Boy, let me tell you, I was wrong. I was so wrong because this is where we ran into the biggest, and the only way I found it is doing some research. Now, this problem we had took me about 2 to 3 hours to figure out. Now, I can't blame the AI for this because when you're using AI models and you're calling the API, there's certain model names that you're supposed to use for each AI. Google had a list of the model names that was supposed to call when we're using the API. And that's what our AI was using. And when I looked at the documentation, I found out that the AI was using it correctly. Now, the problem is that Google changed it without updating that documentation. If I didn't go in and do some research myself, probably wouldn't have found this, probably would have been stuck for a while or had to change the AI model we use. But luckily I saw the note and we made the correct changes. And when you're dealing with coding projects, sometimes you get snagged on the smallest of things, but you feel me? At the end of the day, we got it worked out, but it was very frustrating. I honestly was about to quit after this. This is it. I know it is. I can feel it. This is it. That's the one. Finger crossed. Come on now. Fingers crossed. This is the one. I know it is. I know it's the one. I'm crossing all these fingers. You dumb. I did. Look at that. Look at that. After hours, after a whole hour and a half of debugging, just because we had the wrong name, and it's not even really the AI fault. How are they supposed to know this? All because of this one little phrase. Wow. That shows you how finicky like coding can be. I haven't had a moment like that in so long, but we found it and now our app works. Now I wonder if we hit generate another workout. It just goes and just does the whole thing. Like I'm glad it paused because I'm curious if, let's try one more thing. Let's go here. Let's see how accurate the AI actually is, right? This is just a test. My legs are tired. I only want to work biceps today. Let's see. Focus, biceps, duration 30 minutes. Dynamic stretches, arm swings, dumbbell bicep curls, hammer curls, concentration curls, cable curls, bicep stretch, shoulder rolls, tricep stretch. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's going to be it for today. We made it this far. We got the AI working, which is exactly what we wanted. It works. Thank you. Not your fault it took so long. Literally just a random note we had to find on the website. Glad we got it done. Always speak to your AI with respect, man. Treat them, they work hard. I was this close. But that goes to show how hard coding truly is. Like if you were coding this, it might have been easier to find one like that, but I can't like count how many times I've done hours just going through code trying to find the smallest mistake. And you finally find it and you're like, that was it. That was it. We got the bare bones of part of the app going already, and I think it's a great start. And I think tomorrow or the next episode, I should say, we get the videos working, and then we get the calorie. I think the calorie count is going to be the toughest part. Being able to use the camera and having the AI instantly come up with calories based off of what's on the plate is going to be very tough, but we're going to get it done. This is it for today. I'm hungry. I'm not going to eat though.